Also passed tonight at City Council, the development of a more than 330,000 square foot industrial building. It'll be built near the Chicago Rockford International Airport. Now, the construction from the Dallas-based Hillwood will be developed on speculation, meaning it would be built without a confirmed tenant. Rockford Mayor Tom McNamara says the development will not be a data center, adding part of the agreement that one would not be built. The facility is expected to be used for cargo and logistics.